your lawyer said out of his own mouth that you was close to a $10 million settlement with that girl, that right there is all the more reason to shut the F up. I'm not here to speak to Shannon's guilt or innocence because I don't know, but I do know attempting to settle looks like an admission of guilt because I'm not settling.
Yeah.
They want you to be embarrassed. They want you to start losing money. They want you to start doing that so they feel like that you will settle out and you'll be forced to settle out.
Clearly he lacks it. You cannot be 54 years old hollering at a 19-year-old. That was his first mistake. So he made a poor choice. That's why he's in this situation. Nobody calls this on Shannon Sharpe except for Shannon Sharpe.
Shannon texting her.
Okay.
I want to put my tongue in your and then I want to marry you.
This is still her.
And she had begged him to not put it in her behind. But he didn't listen. And she says that she doesn't care what their history is. No means no, right?
He's whacked though, because he deleted what he was saying. See, that's why it's whacked. Don't do that. Don't screenshot shit once you delete yours off the text.
Shannon Sharpe, a well-known sports broadcaster and former NFL Hall of Fame tight end, has reportedly left the United States just days after serious allegations of sexual assault surfaced against him.
Sharpe, he on the phone talking like this.
The sudden departure has left fans and media personalities split over what it means.
Now, if he really didn't do it, and this was part of his kinky thing, and it was what it was, and he didn't do it, and he's innocent, and the fact that he has to step away now, possibly losing his job, if he has bills and not having bills, because now he has no work.
Some believe it's part of a legal strategy advised by his attorneys, while others see it as an attempt to avoid consequences. Sources close to the situation claim Sharpe's legal team urged him to leave the spotlight and avoid the press while they work on building his defense.
They want him to be embarrassed. They want him to feel away. Because what's going to happen, he's going to be like, you know what, F all this, let me just settle out on the side. That's what they're forcing him to do, really.
Meanwhile, critics argue that the timing of his exit looks suspicious. Supporters, however, say Sharpe is trying to protect his loved ones from the storm of attention and negativity that now surrounds him.
From the outside, I can do what I want to do in my bedroom.
Yes.
Right? What I do in my bedroom is my business.
But once somebody...
And I didn't put it out. I didn't film it and put it out. If somebody secretly taped me and put it out.
Flight records from private aviation tracking services show that a jet connected to Sharpe's management team took off from Atlanta in the early hours of Monday morning.
Shannon Sharpe saying he's going to choke this 19-year-old girl, however old she is.
Right.
So that is enough to say, hey, you know what, you need to sit down for a while.
The plane made a direct trip to Nassau, Bahamas, and then continued to an undisclosed location somewhere in the Eastern Caribbean. Though Sharpe's representatives have refused to reveal exactly where he is, this journey has sparked a wave of online theories and debates.
Audio is just crazy because even she, if you listen closely, she had like the seductive retarded voice on, you know what I'm saying, where she's like,
What is seductive?
Before these allegations came out, Sharpe was enjoying a successful second act in his career. After retiring from football, he became a powerful voice in the world of sports talk shows and later grew even more popular through his podcast club Shay Shay, which reached millions of viewers.
Because he told me. He said they're gonna come for you. And I was like, Cat, come on, Cat. I mean, I just, you know.
His bold opinions and humorous takes helped him stand out in a competitive field. He was known for mixing his football experience with a sharp wit and a gift for connecting with audiences online.
And he wasn't at a strip club, but his text messages have been revealed, and it's quite embarrassing for ESPN. So he used to be on First Take, and now they are putting that on ice.
Big companies jumped at the chance to sponsor him, and his public image was one of honesty, strength, and confidence. But that reputation took a major hit when court documents were unsealed last Friday. These documents revealed that two separate women had filed a civil lawsuit against Sharpe, accusing him of sexual assault.
I know one thing, if you're 54, you have no reason to be talking to a 19-year-old. She's 22 now, Shannon is 56. I'm so glad that audio of Monique went viral yesterday.
The alleged incidents reportedly happened between 2021 and 2023, during entertainment industry events in both Los Angeles and Miami.
Sit your old ass down and go find somebody your age and build a family with them. As I said yesterday, men, we need stability and we need discipline.
According to the lawsuit filed in California Superior Court, the women claim Sharpe used his celebrity status to invite them to private after-parties and hotel suites.
I do not think that element is true. I do think that he has been behaving sloppily, and so that has caught up with him.
There, they say, the atmosphere became hazy with expensive alcohol, and he allegedly pressured them into situations where they felt unable to say no. Their legal team describes the situation using the term coercive intimacy, a phrase that avoids explicit details but raises serious concerns about consent and manipulation. While no criminal charges have been filed yet, the civil case alone could seriously damage Sharpe's reputation and career. Just hours after the court documents went public, the hashtag Sharpe allegations began trending on social media, overtaking sports-related chatter, including the NBA playoffs, where Sharpe is usually a central voice.
He took a screenshot of a text message, which clearly had to have been written by someone else, maybe his lawyer or his PR team. It wasn't written by him. And then he shared it onto X, so people were laughing at him, going, "You're not supposed to share. You're supposed to make it sound like it actually was written by you."
Sharpe issued a short statement through his personal X, formerly Twitter, account, calling the allegations false and promising to fight back with every legal resource available to him. However, less than 24 hours after posting, his account went completely silent. People who follow the media closely notice that crisis management expert Claire Bentham, famous for helping celebrities in scandal, was seen entering Sharpe's Atlanta residence over the weekend. By Monday, he was gone. This swift exit has left everyone asking, was this a carefully planned legal move or just terrible timing? Some think he had already planned a vacation before the news broke. Others believe it's a strategy to avoid court or public backlash. ESPN's First Take, one of the shows where Sharpe regularly appears as a guest analyst, released a short statement saying they were watching the situation.
Yeah, I gotta be honest, I do see some similarities here to the Justin case. Look, Justin has now, and Johnny Depp to his credit as well.
Meanwhile, production for Club Shay Shay, his YouTube show with millions of followers, has been paused without any sign of when or if it will return. Sponsors who previously aligned with Sharpe's bold image are pulling back. At least 2 beverage companies have withdrawn their upcoming advertisements. This controversy threatens to shake Sharpe's financial foundation. Analysts estimate that his online platforms bring in millions every year through sponsorships and ad revenue. That income is now at risk as companies weigh the ethical impact of continuing to work with him.
And Shannon himself is dropping receipts, and I gotta say, this doesn't look good for his accuser at all.
Legal experts warn that although leaving the country doesn't automatically suggest guilt, it can be seen as avoiding responsibility, especially in a civil case. California law usually requires defendants to appear for in-person depositions. If Sharpe stays abroad, it could lead to a default judgment against him. That means the court could rule in favor of the plaintiffs without hearing his side. It also matters where Sharpe has gone. Some Caribbean countries have strong legal agreements with the U.S., which could help the plaintiffs demand he show up in court or face financial penalties. Other nations have more complex legal systems, which could slow down any legal action. Further complicating things, leaked emails from Hollywood insiders reveal that a planned documentary about Sharpe's life from growing up in rural Georgia to becoming a media powerhouse has now been put on hold. The production team behind the project sent out a message on Sunday saying they were rethinking the direction of the film.
So it appears the truth is that Shannon Sharpe essentially quit before he was fired. He wanted to avoid people kind of laughing at him or saying he was fired again. I don't wish him bad. I hope that he finds happiness. I don't particularly take him to be a happy or a well-rounded person.
While platforms like Netflix and Amazon might still be interested later, they are likely waiting to see how this situation unfolds. Reactions online are deeply divided. Supporters have flooded social media with messages defending Sharpe, pointing to his history of charitable work and years of helping young athletes. Others are digging up old podcast clips where Sharpe made sexual jokes or comments that, in today's context, seem troubling. These clips are now being widely shared and re-examined. What was once seen as humor is now being questioned for its deeper meaning. This legal storm comes at a crucial time in sports broadcasting. With NFL preseason just around the corner, networks are finalizing who will be on air. Sharpe's uncertain future is forcing executives to rethink their lineups. Sources at Fox Sports say they're already discussing backup analysts. One insider even joked that they've learned to always have someone ready to step in, especially after past scandals threw schedules into chaos. The irony isn't lost on anyone. Sharpe has built a reputation for harshly criticizing athletes caught in controversy. Now, he's the one under fire. Some athletes have spoken out carefully. Deion Sanders, Sharpe's former teammate, posted a vague tweet praying for truth. Terrell Owens, another friend, didn't give interviews but liked a post calling the lawsuit a money grab. On the other hand, several WNBA players praised the women for coming forward and highlighted the need for more protections for women in male-dominated industries. The financial consequences go even deeper. Sharpe is a minority investor in a few health and wellness startups, two of which are preparing to raise more funding. Investors may now push for Sharpe to be removed if the controversy continues. One of the companies has already taken his photo off their website, an early sign of distancing themselves from the fallout. So far, Sharpe's legal team has avoided giving detailed comments. However, someone working in the Los Angeles court system said his lawyers have already asked for more time to respond to the lawsuit, claiming logistical challenges, a likely reference to Sharpe being outside the country. Although such delays are common, each extension adds to speculation that he may try to settle the case quietly from afar. Data analysts tracking online activity report that Sharpe's name was generating about 25,000 posts per hour at the height of the controversy, 4 times more than his usual traffic during football season. Amateur investigators on TikTok are even combing through his last Instagram story, trying to guess his location based on music in the background or glimpses of signs in the video. Some think he's in Barbados, others believe he's in Turks and Caicos. All of this online sleuthing, though, doesn't change the heart of the issue, the accusations themselves. The two women say Sharpe's influence made it hard for them to say no, and that refusing him felt impossible in those environments. Their attorneys say this case highlights a bigger problem in the entertainment world, the power imbalance between celebrities and regular professionals. Sharpe's camp argues that there are holes in the timeline of the allegations and claims that the women asked for money in exchange for staying quiet before filing the lawsuit. Media experts caution people not to jump to conclusions. There have been other cases where allegations fell apart under scrutiny, and some where guilty people walked free due to legal technicalities. Either way, the damage to a person's reputation often comes long before any final decision is made in court. Sharpe's family has also started retreating from public life. Several of his relatives have made their social media accounts private. His longtime stylist shared a mysterious post about betrayal and trust before quickly deleting it. Charities he supported are unsure how to move forward. A Denver Children's Hospital, where Sharpe hosted a charity softball game last year, issued a neutral statement saying they're reviewing their future plans. For now, Sharpe has gone quiet. No posts, no photos, no fiery takes. For a man known for always having something to say, his silence speaks loudly. Maybe his lawyers told him not to say anything that could be used against him. Or maybe he's trying to process the weight of what lies ahead. People familiar with how these kinds of scandals unfold say they tend to follow a pattern: first denial, then some form of fight back, and finally, if necessary, a public apology. Sharpe has already denied the accusations. The next move could be legal action against the accusers or a media appearance to try and control the story. If an apology comes, it may be carefully worded and followed by a long break from the public eye. The real question is whether more people will come forward. If that happens, things could get much worse, very quickly. In recent years, public patience has run thin for celebrities accused of sexual misconduct, even when they haven't been criminally charged. Sharpe's own past criticism of others now puts him under a magnifying glass. He once demanded accountability from athletes in trouble. Now, fans expect him to live up to that same standard. There are many possible outcomes. He could win in court, but still lose public support. He might settle out of court, but that would leave people wondering what really happened. In the worst-case scenario, if he's ruled against and stays overseas, he could become a public figure in exile, unable to return to the spotlight. Other athletes have tried that route before. Sprinter Ben Johnson and boxer Mike Tyson both left the country during legal troubles. They eventually came back, but the stains on their legacies never fully faded. Today, with the internet tracking every move, staying hidden is harder than ever. Where Sharpe goes from here will depend on the law, the media, and how the public responds. But one thing is clear, in a time where fame relies on trust, even decades of hard work can be undone in an instant by allegations and two simple letters, SA.